other things.
The football thing is an interesting thing because he was obsessed with football, and that's one thing that he shared in common with Nixon. And so when they went, one time they were going to the airport, and he hitched a ride with Nixon, and Nixon wanted to talk to him about football. And he said, "Let's just not talk about politics. We'll only talk about football." And so he talked
one of my favorite
for the whole ride.
It was in 1968. Pat Buchanan had helped set it up. They worked it out that week. They'd become friends. And so they come to Thompson. They're like, all right, the boss is going to take a plane to Florida. You can come and talk to him. And
that
Thompson's
is so
a freelancer.
crazy.
And so later Thompson said, later it was like, they told me not to talk about anything about football. But earlier Thompson said, like, I was just really awkward. Like this fucking guy, they're both in the back bench of a Mercury. And so it's before Secret Service. So it's just a cop driving. And it's like Pat Buchanan in the front. And it's Thompson and Nixon. And they're right here next to each other. And Thompson's like, well, you know, earlier in the night you'd said that, you know, the Oakland Raiders had a good shot to beat the Packers in Super Bowl II. Can you talk about that? And he was like, Nixon's like, my good friend Vince Lombardi had told me to watch out for the AFL because they pass. And they can be very effective. And so Thompson then like remembers that guy, Bob Geiger had been a professional quarterback. He had taken Thompson to his first football game. And Thompson had said, NFL is better than the AFL. And Geiger's like, shut the fuck up. Let's go to a Raiders game. And they went in 65, and the Raiders won on this beautiful pass, Tom Flores, like beautiful goal line pass. And Nixon was saying the same thing. And so then at that moment, Thompson's like, oh yeah, it was the Miami guy, Miller, who'd caught the pass. And Nixon taps him on the knee and goes, you're right. And goes, oh, what a beautiful moment. And Thompson's just like, what the fuck is going on?
So Nixon apparently they were talking about like college draft picks and all kinds of crazy shit. Like Nixon was deep into it.
It was the only moment Thompson said that he knew Nixon wasn't lying. It was when they could talk about football in that instant.
It's fascinating when people they're so diametrically opposed to each other, but they find common ground.
Thompson did a great job of that, and I think we've lost it today. I mean, you have to listen to the other side to if you politically want to beat somebody like Pat Buchanan, if you want to defeat his tactics, if you want to defeat him, you need to know how he's thinking and what he's doing. And Thompson knew that Buchanan was listening to the left to defeat them. And so Thompson listened to Buchanan.